Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in the universe. This is Captain Swifty, the ineffectual gamer, and this is another Discovery series of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And today we are going to be flying the San Andreas Fault. San Andreas Fault from the Salton Sea, a place I've actually wanted to visit in reality but never got around to. Hey, welcome in. How are you doing? And today we're going to be accompanied by some music from Miguel Johnson as well, as he was talking about one of his new albums. I just went over to Bandcamp a while ago and had a bit of a mooch about and found some stuff that I like, so I thought, yeah, we'll probably let him accompany us on our flight, being in California and whatnot, so that's good. Okay, so I wanted to do that, I was wanting to do that, wasn't I? So just get my chat up and everything, make sure that's running. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to be taking off from Brawley Municipal in Brawley, and we're going to end the flight at California Redwood Coast Humboldt County Airport. What a mouthful that is. You can see we're actually going to set off from almost from the border with Mexico. I mean, we're really not far off the border with Mexico, down there in Brawley. Then we'll be flying up past, I don't know why cities aren't showing up. Have I knocked something off in my filter or something? Probably. No, airports are on, all that's on, cities, landmarks are on. It's just with the, I'm guessing with the flight map up, it's ignoring it for some reason. I don't know why that is. It doesn't normally do that. Anyway, so we'll be passing Los Angeles. We'll be passing through the San Fernando Valley, and then we'll follow the fault even over the sea for part of it, where the fault will be. It'll be interesting whether that's visible from high up. I don't know. We'll also be going past San Francisco, quite a few different places on the way up there, which should be interesting to a certain point. I can actually bring up, just make sure. Oh, I can't. I thought I had my browser open. Now I'm going to open my browser, then I have to open all the browser pages, and then it's going to eat my RAM. It's going to eat my RAM for breakfast, so that's a shame. Hey, how's it going? How early is it there? I wasn't sure. It was a nice message I sent just to say, you know, don't worry too much. Right, okay. So hopefully this won't eat all my RAM up. It'll only eat enough RAM for one page. So I'm staring at a white screen here, that's why I'm all white. Come on. Let me just get this all posted in Discord and everything while I'm waiting for this stuff to. So there we go. So it's good to see everything's up and running. All the sound and everything should be alright. Copy link. Put that into Discord. So just quickly do this. Command. Restore the previous session, and then we'll jump out of it. Hopefully it didn't load everything up. So keep on. Right. That should be enough for now. Okay, also live on Twitch. Everything's been done properly today, for the first time in forever. And 7:30. Oh well, that's not too bad. You can get some eggs and bacon on the go. Chill out with a nice cup of coffee. I've got a lovely cup of coffee here. Hey Skull Hunter, how's it going? Welcome into the stream over there on Twitch. Right, so let me just make sure everything's kind of in position where I feel comfortable. And then you're going to get a little bit of a look of the new TBM layout. There was an update and some extra little options on it, so let me just disable the preview on there, and we will go fly. Make sure everything's pulled back. I'm set at park at gate 15 on the ramp, so we should be starting dark for once. Have you bought me a present, sweetheart? Nice one. If you're wondering what the cat's moaning about in the background, I'm not killing it. It's found something, found a toy or something. So we're going to be cruising probably around 9,500 feet, I think. If we have to adjust it by 500 feet or so, we'll probably make some close shaves with some mountains, but I don't think... Oh, have you honestly chucked your fucking toy in the cat litter tray, you idiot? Oh my good lord. Get it on there. Yeah, I did just throw it on the bed, it's okay, there's a top sheet. Well, I'm alright, not too bad. Been a bit tired these last few days, but my weekends have been a bit like this. I wanted to stream yesterday, but I didn't get around to it, and I was adamant that I was going to stream this weekend. So this is a pretty substandard airport, as we can see, but we have got some crown guys. And this is the paint I'm using for today, for Dodo Airlines. But my call sign will be me. So we've got a car nicely straight behind us. That's a good start. Okay, and we've got a guy who's fused into the metal of the pushback truck, but that's fine. You'd think they'd have fixed half of this by now, but they haven't.
TOS system test. Okay.
Oh, did I switch the wrong one? Sorry. I think I did. Slow BP. Go down to battery. Come on. There we go.
Radio Ineffectual Gamer 907 IFR to Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor ready to copy.
Ineffectual Gamer 907 is cleared to Charlie Alpha Lima India Foxtrot Oscar Romeo November India Alpha Romeo Echo Delta Whiskey Oscar Oscar Delta Charlie Oscar Alpha Sierra Tango Hotel Uniform Mike Bravo Oscar Lima Delta Tango Charlie Oscar Uniform November Tango Yankee Alpha India Romeo Papa Oscar Romeo Tango Airport is filed. Climb and maintain 10,000 feet.
Okay.
Departure frequency is 128.15 squawk 4556. Clearance point 30 minutes from now.
Okay, so we're going to be fine. I've put it on clear skies today simply because it's one of those things. I was practicing a little bit yesterday in my local area actually here in Spain with some of we'd had some snowy weather, came in the high mountains and rain in the low mountains. So I was just playing around with the system and it seemed to be doing quite well.
907, please acknowledge.
Quiet all morning in the car.
Ineffectual Gamer 907
Oh, God, here we
cleared
go.
to Charlie Alpha Lima India Foxtrot Oscar Romeo November India Alpha Romeo Echo Delta Whiskey Oscar
At least my
Oscar
readback's
Delta Charlie
faster.
Oscar Alpha Sierra Tango Hotel Uniform Mike Bravo Oscar Lima Delta Tango Charlie Oscar Uniform November Tango Yankee Alpha India Romeo Papa Oscar Romeo Tango Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 10,000 feet.
Okay,
Departure
so all
is
circuits are fine.
128.15 squawk 4556.
Oh.
Clearance void 30 minutes from now.
Okay, so
Ineffectual Gamer 907,
please say
readback is
readback correct. Nothing else. Right, we're going to turn off the AI guy. I normally get him to read it, but to be honest with you, once we've taken off and we're clear of the runway, I'm just gonna turn that off. Now I have set the altitude. I was talking about this the other day, having to set the altitude. So if you see the altitude here, you can see that I'm actually doing it myself now. Because using the mouse wheel on the console was just it was having that situation where it was doing more than what it should, so I decided to give it a go doing this, and it's a little bit better. It's not perfect. Obviously, if I press vertical speed, I've also got a setting for that. So we're going 1,700 feet per minute. We're going to 10,000 feet. We need to set the nav FMS to FMS, so we'll just look down here in the active nav. Although I will be flying some of it without this. I will be flying some of it with it, so we'll set the nav there. So we've got the nav, the vertical speed set, and our altitude set, which is fine. So we're pretty much ready to go. Just set some of the speed books here. We're gonna have have those on. You can see the screen's looking a little bit better now. I think it's got a few more settings in it. Some of them which I haven't really got used to, but yeah, there's some new settings in there which is quite nice. Still do the lighting configuration by whatever you want to on there, which is a good little addition. Utilities, I don't know what avionics setup. Okay, so there is some change here. So I wanted this one. Estimated time of arrival. Yeah, I wanted this one as estimated time of arrival. So ETA, it should be ETA at final destination. I also want on this one, I want ground speed and distance to next waypoint. Okay, so what we can see here you can see this is my intended landing time, so it's 5:15. You can see down here on my clock it says 4:15, but I'm guessing it's because we haven't taken off is why that says 5:15. Our ground speed is here and our distance to the next waypoint is here. We'll see if that changes, because it kind of hasn't recently, which is a bit bizarre, but we'll see. And then we'll go home on that. No, yeah, home. We'll go back to the PDF. They are usable on both screens, which is pretty cool, which I quite like as well. There's also some map changes on this part. So if you go to like PDF map settings here, you can see it says detail lease. Whoops. Detail lease. This is for this one, by the way. Detail all, train absolute, and we can actually even put the weather overlay on there if we had weather, which I actually really like. I really like that. So if we go back, that was the map settings, and then we have the general PDF settings here, which you can turn some things on and off. So for example, that one would be, I think, GPS. Okay, and then there's some of the PDF settings as well, which it has. You can turn the angle of attack on, the wind. You can change the option. I prefer option 3 and all that stuff. So, I don't know why the cat's gone into different mode now. Right, okay, let's get up in the sky then. Let's get going. So, TC box is open. Let me just open my VFR map. I hope the the VFR map is working okay for you, or the satellite map, should I say, is working all right for you. I can't quite see it at the moment, but I'm assuming it is. So we're going to request a pushback if we can get. I don't know if we can get ground crew here. That is strange. Okay, so we'll have to do a manual pushback. Even though there's a ground crew person here, we're not going to get it. So I'm going to request a manual pushback, which should push him into place. We'll go out, and hopefully that truck's moved from behind us. It has, but it's only been replaced by another one. Looking at the airport, yeah, we haven't got a large pushback, to be honest. Just really need to be pushed back to this yellow line, and then we're fine to start the taxi. And I think we only taxi down to this part here, just to my left, to my right, sorry, and then we'll be taking off that direction. Would be my supposition. Oh well, this isn't a good start. We've got 0 movement on the pushback. The parking brake's definitely off. Oh. Yeah, take it off. So there's an issue here with this airport, because you can see the wheels are moving but we're not. So unfortunately, again, oh, it started there. Do it again, do it again. Here's what she said. Oh, at least that car's going away now. Me? I'm not jumping out. Why did he say that? I don't know why he's sat in the middle of my my engine, or she, sorry. I have no idea what she's doing. This is really bizarre. Right. sod the pushback. We'll go for an engine start, and I don't care if we cut a face off. Right, so we go. Need to put our lights on anyway, just in case people need them. Goes up. There we go. Wait for this to get to, I think, about 20. Is it 20? Yeah, and then we go into low idle. Then it should start kicking in. Let's go a little bit higher. Okay, everything looks good on the start, so that's a good start. And inert sept goes on, but that'll come straight back off almost. It'll click in. Bleed to auto. I did set the auto select. I did it a moment ago. Well, it jumped off. Anyhow, inert sept will pop back on in a minute, but I think you do that until the edge of the runway. But so we're good to go. So we're gonna see our taxi.
Kilo Bravo Whiskey Charlie traffic ineffectual gamer 907 is taxiing to runway 26.
See if it gives us our taxi line at all. Nope. Can we see our taxi line? Nope. Alright, well, let's start the taxi. So we'll do a right turn, just so it's kind of, at least we're not chopping their faces off and we're staying on the tarmac. Do you agree? I know it's not 100% in accordance, but it is what it is. Ah, now we've got the warning lights. Sorry, we did right. Turn on the taxi lights, and we are ready to taxi. And I think once we line it up, we'll just give it, we'll just explain we're departing to the north, because technically we will be departing to north. We'll fly a little bit to the west, but then we'll make a turn and start departing to the north. I quite like these small airports, actually. Flaps down. Ready for takeoff. Shut your face, cat. I'll turn the inert step off. I think don't really need it anyway. We'll turn the aircon on for people, and we'll whack that up a little bit, just in case anybody's chilly. So if you just joined the stream, do drop by in the chat and say hello. Even if it's your first time, you're more than welcome to come by and say hello in the chat. I hope everything's working on the stream and everything today, because I'm not looking at it at the moment, so I'm assuming things are working okay. And we'll be up and away. Now I'm expecting some pretty good views of the San Andreas fault today. Some pretty tight taxi turns here. I feel like I'm having to hammer the brake there. to get this turn right. Shut your face! Right, okay. I don't know why my cat's on one today. I think it's trying to... Okay, so why isn't it? Why are these not on? No, they are on. Okay, just looked off. Right, okay, we're ready to go, I think. So let's announce our departure. But we're going to say we're departing to the north.
Kilo Bravo Whiskey Charlie traffic ineffectual gamer 907 taking off runway 26 departure to the north.
Okay, away we go. It's quite a tight runway actually. Like the taxi, it's like a big taxiway. Okay, it is a really tight runway. I really hope we get off this. Because it is a small runway. Okay, that was a good takeoff. Touch the brakes. Bring up the landing gear. Make sure we're not overcooking the engines too much. You know about this cat gets more than enough. How dare you? Good. Why is the yaw damper off? Some stuff seems to be wanting to just switch itself off today and I don't... Give over! She's actually hiding under the bed as well because she knows that... ¿Qué pasa? Oh, you brought me a bit of fluff, did you? Well done. So we haven't joined it yet, where it is. We are making our way up to 10,000 feet. So we're going at 1,700 feet per minute. And let's see if this did change. Yeah, so now it's saying our arrival time is at 8:45. That will get faster and faster as we're flying. So it definitely works. It's not going to take us 3 hours to get there, I don't think. Right, engines are at a good point now. We're going to make a slight turn to the left. I'm just going to take our engines down slightly. So this is a Salton Sea. Off to the left of us. I know the engines are pretty... from the outside view, the engines are a bit loud. Now, the Salton Sea is actually in Grand Theft Auto 5. If you played Grand Theft Auto 5, where Trevor lives, is basically taken from this place called the Salton Sea, which is a strange area, but I would like to visit it one day. It's one of those places where you think, if you could, you would. Hey, you're going to have the RSPCA in here. Give over. Screaming at me like you've never bloody had anything. Oh, I do actually like the satellite map. It could do with being... Do you think it could do with being slightly smaller? I'm going to just adjust my views a little bit as well, so we can get like a better view in the cockpit, because I don't think the cockpit is the best view at the moment. Let me just see about this. Actually, it looks better in OBS than it does in the stream. It looks slightly too big in the stream. Let's take it down a notch. Could maybe actually do with zooming in on the actual map, which I can do live, or I should be able to do live in my sim toolkit. Overlay map. So if I zoom in one more level, yeah, how does that look? Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? It makes the chat look a little bit silly now, but should I just do it like, keep it maybe around that size? I don't know, answers on a postcard, people, let me know. Let me know what you think. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, we're making a slight left turn now from Hamon. So yeah, so we can see the Salton Sea down here because we're going to fly right over it. I'm just going to see if we can see any of the villages that surround it, or the UFO hill. Maybe we're on the wrong side. We might be on the wrong side, unfortunately. Well, never mind. I'm talking the engine just a little bit too much there, because we are going to be coming up to. We are going to be coming up to. Well, I'm guessing they have some Elledsgar. Everywhere will have some farmland. I mean, this isn't made up. This is. I'm guessing you can use some of it for farmland. But it might be a specific end. It might be like the southern point has more crap, if you will. I should have set the weather as cold, crisp morning or something, because I think cold, crisp morning has a better view. I'm just gonna. I can't remember if it's bitter cold. No, because that gives you snow. I don't want that. High level clouds gives a better view. I want it so that there's not so much sunburn kind of thing. But well, this is looking nice. Now we're up at cruise altitude. I think we're up at cruise. Yes, 10,000 feet. So we'll be holding this 10,000 feet, and we'd I mean, if you look at our HUD here, we are going to be skimming some mountains further across here because we are right on the limit. But that was my intention. If we're going to skim some mountains, we're really going to skim them. I'm not speaking to ATC until we land, basically. So yeah, you can see kind of a road down here, and it looks pretty uninhabited. Looks like there might be some housing stuff down there. Just obviously from this distance it's not loaded the houses in. That cat is really starting to get on my wick. Give over! Don't mind staring me in the eyes. Stare you in the eyes. My meow. Okay. Now she's going. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to let this cat out. She's trying to go behind the computer now, which basically means I'm gonna end your day if you don't let me do what I want. Well, I do know that some people recreationally use the Salton Sea. boats and stuff, so it can't be that bad. I think some of it's probably pretty shitty, but okay, we're just making a slight turn to the right now. There's Air Sky Ranch or something. Desert Air Sky Ranch below us. Well, I'm liking the mountains around us now. To be honest with you, I did do a flight from Los Angeles to Utah a couple of weeks ago, and whereas I don't think we crossed here. Let me just check my map. No, we didn't, because we would have gone from somewhere up here in the Los Angeles area. Sorry, I'm looking at a map that you can't see. So, but it's kind of similar, the same. Hey Malcolm, how's it going? But we should pick up the fault at some point. It could actually be this part of the mountains, but as far as I'm aware, it's quite visible. And we are literally going to be following it, so... Were you playing The Division yesterday, Malcolm? It's just my Ubisoft thing kept on bringing up messages saying so tired. I'm sure that's your I'm sure that's your name on it. See, this part, there's a lot of farmland and stuff around here, so it must be good for something. I don't like how when you look away and look back, this map kind of goes out of focus and stuff. So we got some mountains just off to our right. You can see we're going to kind of fly through here. So we'll be making these tiny adjustments. I don't think the highest peak was at something like 10,000 feet or something, so we should be alright. It was like 9,500 or something, so... What were you doing in game? Just generally playing, or was there like a speciality thing? I'll tell you what, going back to it the other night and playing it, it feels really weird because it's so different to The Division 2. Oh, let's go do your work. Get off. Right, so which one's the 2060? Is that the AMD one or the Nvidia one? Dreaming of a new graphics card. I'd love a new graphics card. Imagine what this is capable of with a better graphics card than what I've got. Can't imagine. Cannot imagine. So I don't know which town this is. It's not coming up. It's not far from us, obviously. I love this new headphone simulated thing. It's a bit of a shock when you go outside. But actually when you're inside I like it. It really gives that stifled sound. It's just a shame I can't do a voice thing that makes my voice sound more radio-y. I'm sure there's things for it out there. Oh yeah, so whatever this town is, it's huge. It's not a town, this is a city. Unfortunately, there's no pop-up on it, which is a bit strange. Normally there's a pop-up when you're flying over. You can actually see on here. Oh, it's a mixture of places. Coachella. Ah, Coachella must be where the festival is. Indio, Desert Palms, Thousand Palms, Palm Desert, Indian Wells. So these are all like different places. They're not one. I thought it was one city. I forgot about that on this map. I love this, that it brings up all the towns. It's cool that it does that. I'm just going to change the... I can't remember what the barometric difference is here. I need to make sure if I am above it I've got it set, because otherwise we could very well crash into some mountains. So it's quite... One of the interesting things for me from Flight Simulator at the moment is that there's very few very few add-on aircraft being added to it, which I don't know if it's just because Asobo are not sharing all those details properly yet as well. I noticed that my weather thing doesn't work as well as the in-game weather. It works well for multi-leveled weather effects, definitely, so it takes consideration of one level to the next level, but even that isn't great yet, because I noticed I looked outside yesterday and it was saying it was cloudy in the game, but it wasn't really cloudy compared to when I looked outside. And then when I turned on the in-game live weather, it was exactly like it was outside. So I feel that yeah, I feel that it doesn't quite necessarily know how to do the weather yet properly, which I don't know. They haven't said a lot. I think everything's going to be very modular. I was complaining yesterday because I downloaded the USA World update, and then when I turned on the game and loaded up, nothing had changed. But that is because the game's modular, so when they do these world updates you don't have to install them if you want to save space. And Ella's guy was talking about this a while ago, because she was saying, wow, this game could get really big. But it's like, yeah, if you know that you never fly, let's say the next update is Russia, and you know you're never going to fly over Russia, then you don't install that update, because you don't need to use it. So, whereas I was kind of pissing and moaning about it at the very beginning, I actually think it's a better thing now. F5, F6, F7. Okay, so yeah, it's probably about right. Oh look, we've got some more windmills. I thought they'd fixed them. Where's those windmills gone? I could see them. There you go. Oh, okay. There might actually be windmills there. It's down here. I say there might actually be them because you've got these two ridges, and that would be a premium spot. Now we do seem to be heading directly for this mountain. It doesn't look like we're going to be avoiding it. Unless it's up here somewhere. Hang on. No, that would be it. So, we might be making a slight turn before we get to it. I'm going to trust the flight plan for the time being. If I do need to make any serious changes, I can. The other thing about the game that I'm wondering is with the weather, is whether The old Microsoft game used to automatically change the ground textures based on the time of year. This version is all satellite imagery. And I'm sure that they've only got one set of the imagery, so you actually have to change the weather in order to get it to give you that wintry effect, which is going to be a bit of a pain in the backside. If it's snowy outside, I want to turn the game on and have it like it should be. Flew over an area yesterday which I know at the moment is covered in snow here. The weather conditions were correct in game, but there was no snow on the ground. So, I don't know, maybe that's a big change coming. I like what we're making this little turn here, so we're not going to collide with that. And I'm assuming we're going to see the fault somewhere. I know that it is very visible in certain parts. Yeah, we're making like this slight little turn to the right, but we shouldn't be turned to the right, I don't think. Yes, definitely not that many windmills. I don't know what their deal with the windmills is. I really don't. But we'll get to the bottom of it at some point. Yeah, well, Obsidian Ant's talked about the helicopters a few times, but as far as I'm aware, there is no helicopters coming anytime soon. But oh, some weird waves going on over there. But you never know with this game. They seem to suddenly announce stuff. The next world update will be the UK, which will be quite interesting. The US, they've added a ton of stuff in the US. They've added Haystack Rock from the Goonies, so look forward to doing that trip again one day when I actually get to see it. You can see on this map here that this is showing snow, but here I don't think we're seeing the snow. There is snow on there, but that's from the actual photo. So this is telling me that right now there should be a little bit of snow on top of these mountains. You can see it even on this one, and we haven't got it. So, I mean, as I said, this game's modular, so they will work on things and it all will get added on at some point. This is kind of, when you think of Elite Dangerous now, they had a massive plan, long-term plan for it. Well, this is kind of the same, but you believe me, it'll be much better, and the updates will come thicker and faster than you think as well. So probably going to get a fair bit of turbulence coming past this mountain here. So in reality, all of this here should be iced over by now. This time of year, we should see some serious snow on top. Even if I'm flying clear skies, it should have it here, and it doesn't, which is, I'm guessing, a part of the weather module that they'll work on. There's a few things I've read about saying that the game was released early at the testers' requests. So when I say testers, I'm talking about people who were playing the alpha or the beta. I can't remember. Beta, wasn't it? Not an alpha. People were saying, "Hey, this is good to go. It's got its issues, but people will enjoy playing this." And Asobo listened to them, and I think personally they made the right choice for me, because I'm prepared to jump in any plane. If this one doesn't work, I'll jump in a different one. Look, we're going to skim this mountaintop here. This is what I was talking about when I said skimming, so I'll zoom out a little bit. I'm not quite close enough yet. So, you know, if a plane doesn't work, I'll jump in another one, but some people don't want to do that. Some people want to fly, for example, the A320, but it's broken, and they haven't got it to work yet. Why they haven't got it to work, I don't know, because they assume it was working before release. So I've kind of done these close flybys before. can you? Well, yeah, now we can see that. I actually prefer to see it from here, but... So we're really getting out of the deserted area now. We've come inland a little bit, but it'll get deserted again, I'm sure. So we're flying over Yucaipa. I'm guessing the pronunciation would be Yucaipa. I really think this game excels more in cockpit as well, which used to be the opposite with the old one. But I think when you're in cockpit, as long as you're not zooming in like this, it still isn't that bad. As long as you keep it around here, I think it looks outstanding. Even here, like, it just looks outstanding. I just like to zoom in a little bit just so I can see my... But yeah, because it's modular, I'm sure updates will come to everything and it will eventually work very, very, very well. And for example, because I know that this TBM is super popular, once it became apparent that the TBM was super popular, I kind of expected a lot more... I don't know why it's showing that 08. We're on the flight path and everything, I'm not worried, but I don't know why the nav point's marked as way back there. Could be because it was made on a little nav map or something and it's not working very well with the system, but we'll see. So we should be changing to the next waypoint soon and we'll get like a slight turn to the right, there you go. So it's already making the adjustment. So that's how we know it's all working fine and we're on the correct flight path and everything. Looking at some other nice little add-ons, somebody's made an add-on which has the air traffic, the real world ATC. So as you're flying between places, it's supposed to pick up on ATC in that area and play real-time ATC, which if you're a commercial flyer is really good, and I suppose if you're a VFR flyer it could be pretty cool as well, listening to the chatter. Redlands. Again, San Bernardino, California this is then. Yeah, San Bernardino, California. Wow, look at that. I never realised, but if I just go parallel to me, there is a lake high up in the mountains. It's actually high up. Almost on the mountain top. That's pretty good. There's one here as well, the same. That's cool. I've seen lakes on top of mountains before, just I haven't kind of seen them in the game or flown over them. Oh, didn't mean to pause it. Resume. Press the wrong button, that was why. So, as we pass San Bernardino, we're actually hauling ass at the moment because we're at a cruise level and the engines are pretty much 97%, so I don't know what our ground speed is, but we are covering. I can actually look at our ground speed. 275 knots. So we are kind of hauling ass here, but that's the intention. Still due in about 7:30. It's now 5:32. So it is a long one, this one. Let's see what we've got on top of that map. I love when you zoom in and you see these like little dirt marks on the screen, on the windscreen, sorry. I know on some of the windows, I don't know if it's in this one, you can see handprints and stuff. It's pretty cool. Little additions that they have in it. Now on Monday, I think it's Monday. Is it Monday, the 1st of December? Yeah, I think it's Monday. Probably going to start flying a bit more in the snow with some Jingle Bell music in the background. Now I'm actually looking forward to doing some flights in the snow. Some winter wonderland flights, going to be fun, especially around Christmas. Maybe with some hot buttered rum or some eggnog on the go. Some little villages, little towns down there. So we're going to scrim this mountain as well by the looks of it. But again, that's the intention of the flight. To skim a few places, and we are going to fly to pass some interesting locations. If I do need to have a toilet break, I'll either pause it or try and do it roughly when we're in the middle of nowhere. But that part, I don't always know. KPMD, let's see what that airport is. KPMD. Let's put it in, it's an airport. Palmdale, okay. So passing Palmdale on our right. Well, I say our right, it's fucking miles away. Somewhere over here is Palmdale. But you get me. Not seeing a lot of evidence of the fault so far. But as I said, there are parts where it's not so evident, parts where it is. Again, you can see these mountains here have got snow on them, and then this next part hasn't. That's actually got ice on that part. Oh, it's frozen. So there's actual ice on there, but I don't know if that's added. I don't think that's in the burnt-in image. I don't think so. You can't quite tell. If it's in the burnt-in image, then it doesn't help. Oh, it is in the burnt-in image by the looks of it. Okay, so we're just flying over nav point Orca now. We've done 136 nautical miles. I think the whole trip is around 600, if I do remember rightly. Yeah, I can see where we've taken off from. So we've done a pretty good click. Pretty good clip, not click. But long way to go. But I can divert at any point if get tired or anything like that, and then just continue at another time. But for the moment, I'm quite happy to just keep bezzing along, pushing this thing to its limits. For this website on my phone. I can do it on the bloody tablet, you idiot. It's not that one, it's not that one. No. It's not these ones, and I don't understand why. It's not showing. Ow. No. Well, that's poo. It should just show up. It shouldn't be. Shouldn't be like this. Shouldn't be like this. I don't know if I've got Firefox on this tablet. Well, I've forgotten the website I got it from now, but it's a website made by an ex-employee of Asobo apparently, and they've kind of made these intricate flight maps. As you can see here, I said we come across Palmdale, so we can see the airport here. Should just be off to our right slightly, but I don't know if we can see it. And I don't know what my seat change position is now, if I'm totally honest. Well, I know that one zooms out. I don't know what that aims to... I don't want to just keep on pressing buttons because I don't know what it's doing to my flight. So... well, we can always go external. Oh cripes, what's happened? I've turned the autopilot off or something, haven't I? I told you it'd do something. I was like, why am I making this crazy ass turn? Because I had the autopilot turned off by accident. There we go. Well, at least it gives us a decent view of Palmdale. Oh, and there's the airport there. Oh, and it's an Air Force. no way should we be making a turn like that, I don't think. Could have made a much lighter turn, but never mind. Okay, I'm wondering if we could start seeing the fault line now. So it tries to get back up to altitude. Just this area here, I don't know. And here, look. Here. Oh, what's that down there? Some type of mine. Yeah, this looks like it could be the start of the fault line here. It goes right the way through there. So if we're on a straight line almost here, this is definitely the fault line here. The fact that this river kind of has a break as well tells me that it could be something to do with it as well. The map of Palmdale is completely different from the one around it, and it's like brown in matter. That looks like one of the imported Google ones, but I haven't imported Palmdale into the game 100% for sure. So it shouldn't be that brown, but anyway, a bit weird that. Yeah, this is definitely the fault line here. Imagine living on this fault line if the inevitable happens at some point. No, I think it was because I was trying to find my seat position, but unfortunately I don't know what I've done with it. I think I used to have it attached to the arrows, but they control my altitude and vertical speed now. Which for me, it's so much better than when I was using the mouse, because the mouse was just doing that thing where it would go a bit crazy. So we've done 173 nautical miles now. We're averaging at 240 knots. Is that what the default mapping is? Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, I've changed it now, so I'm buggered. It didn't say that it was already mapped. I could actually map it to my joystick. I do have a part of my joystick which I don't currently use, which I could map to repositioning myself. I actually have a couple of parts of the joystick which I don't use for Flight Simulator. So I could change them to that because it would give me a good control over it. So we're going to continue on this route for a little while, and then we'll make a slight left turn. I'm guessing we're going to go off through here or off through here, but my thinking is we're probably going to go off through here. Kind of heading towards LA-ish. I've got my map open to the wrong thing, so let's go back. Yeah, I think we're going to head off through there. We'll see when it makes the turn. Actually, it might be through there. And then we're going to continue west for a farewell, and then we'll make a turn and we'll go kind of towards LA and stuff. I can't remember what LA is down as. But I'm sure we'll see it at some point. In fact, I'm positive we'll see it at some point. Trying to spot when we're passing. Some of these airports. I tell you what, the VFR map at some point is really crappy. It doesn't help you at all work out where you are. Well, that must be LA there. So where's my flight plan? But that can't be LA because then we've passed it. We've passed LA. I really didn't think we had. It's back there somewhere. I thought that we really did think that we went through LA. But anyway, been there. Don't need to see it again. Don't need to see it again. So we're a little bit further along than I expected. We're up to Quail Lake. So, now I know that we're above LA. Refer to my Google Maps. I suppose this means we're in Yellowstone? I'm only joking. I'm trying to work out Quail Lake, is it? Quail Lake? Quail Lake. California. So we should have another lake. Alright. That would be Castak Lake. Shaped like a bat, a little bit. So, okay. So this is Los Padres Lake Forest. I've lost where we are now. So this is Pine Mountain Club, where we're flying over now. Pine Mountain Club. And then we'll be joining the Bitter Creek National Wildlife Refuge, which will be somewhere up here. Then we're going to have Bakersfield off to our right. So I've done part of this route before, but I did it closer to the... So Bakersfield will be somewhere over here. I think I did it on my... I think I did it with Ellen's car when we flew the Pacific Coast Highway. should be some traffic off to our left, but in this sun, it should be about 10 o'clock. Can't see it. So yeah, Quail Lake, very small place, and then we'll fly off up and away. No, then I think we'll be slowly making our way towards the coast, but through these mountains. I'm just trying to work out what things are, because even Google Maps doesn't. Henrico State Park, past San Jose. Okay, I'll try and make do with what we've got. Now see, this is good news. Look, we have some snow here. It might be burnt into the map, so which I'm sure it probably is. Looks like it. But I've never been over this mountain before to check. It does look burnt in. It doesn't look. It does look burnt in. It doesn't look generated in any way. But it does look nice. I will give it that. But this is what I want the auto-gen to look like. I want it to be able to auto-gen snow to certain heights and stuff. It should be able to do it. What they were saying about the original weather system. But yeah, this is definitely burnt in with trees on top. So the trees have been added on top, which is unfortunate. So if we continue up there, I'm guessing we're somewhere around here. It's quite hard to see everything and envisage everything here. I'm trying to do my best on Google Maps, but it's not easy. Now this is actually a really high mountain, because you realise how far down the flatland is here. It's very, very gradual, but wow, it's super high here. When everything else around you is high, you don't realise, but then when you see how far it goes down into the flat. Okay, now we're going to make a slight right turn. And just off to our right here is Bakersfield, so I'm guessing I can see the airport on my map. Can't really see the city though. It's there somewhere. The map hasn't rendered it in properly, or hasn't rendered it well. Somewhere over here. That might be it there actually. Now that other flight I was talking about, we should be pretty visible. Ah, there he is. Oh, let me see. There, can you see him? I thought it was a UFO at first, but you can see his lights there. Oh, getting a bit of turbulence here. Don't think we can see him out the window yet. There he is. Out the window. It's important to be able to spot the other aircraft. There he goes. Pretty cool. Still saying 7:34 for our arrival time. It's almost 6 now, so like an hour and 34 minutes to go. So, maybe now, we'll have a look up. Well, I'm guessing this is all the fault line here. Of a Maricopa. But I'm sure that there's some points where you can actually see where the rock is almost split. I'm guessing it just must be a little bit further along or something. I've seen it on I think it's Aerial America. I think I saw it. I'm just having a quick look at the news in England at the moment about the COVID restrictions, and yeah, they're going to be pretty strong. Pretty strong. Well, so where we're passing there, Kern County Airport, with Bakersfield somewhere in the background. Oh, so this is definitely the fault line here. Imagine if one day it does just crack open, or is that it there? So I'm seeing that line, that must be it, isn't it? It can't be this, it must be this on the left of me. Because that's kind of how I envisaged it. Look, how it goes all the way along here. See if I can spot where we are now, because I know we've got Bakersfield off to our right. So if I can just find out where Bakersfield is. Oops, come too far out there. It's just, where the hell is Bakersfield? There we go. There's Bakersfield. Right. So if we've just come out, so that must be the lake just ahead of us. So what lake is that? Soda Lake. So this lake that we can see here is Soda Lake. I'm just trying to get Google to understand it as okay, Soda Lake. Okay, and this is a dry lake bed normally. Normally, not always, but I'm guessing that's why it gets the name Soda Lake. It's a salt flat. So there you go. So the game's got it a bit wrong, what the game often does. So yeah, it's normally a bit of a salt flat. So we'll be, just as we're arriving at Soda Lake, we'll be making a slight turn to the northeast. So we'll be heading towards Paso Robles. Paso Robles, Parkfield. It doesn't tell you what any of these things are. San Benito Mountain. Okay, so we'll be heading towards San Benito Mountain, apparently. I can't see the mountain yet. Should be somewhere in front of us. We'll look at our false horizon. I'm guessing this is it here. See a mountain in the far distance there. I make this stuff up as I go along. I'm no, I just try and do my best. You can see actually this lake here. It's white around the edges. Can you see? That tells me the game's got it wrong. So it's normally a salt lake, but the game's added water to it because it thinks, well, it's a lake, so have some water. I know the Salton Sea is, although it says Salton Sea, it's not a salt lake. It's well, it has a high salt content. This is a bit of a journey. I can see where we've come from, and we've done a heck of a lot. Like I said, now we're at cruise altitude. It's a bit, once you get to cruise altitude, it's a bit different because you just kind of speed along. And we've done 255 nautical miles now. Realise how big. I've said it before, but you don't realise how big. I'm guessing these are all wine fields down here, maybe. I'm guessing part of winemaking countries up here. But you start to realise just how vast of an area the United States covers. And honest to God, if you're somebody like me who's just interested in like flying and going along, like I'm just looking at these mountains over here. Look at how far they are. Now on my map they seem really close, but they're not. Let's see what that airport is. KNLC. KNLC, which is Naval Air Station Lemoore. So we're looking here, there's a naval airport here, but just look at how far away those mountains are. On my map, they're not that far. On my VFR map. But in reality, they're miles away. Sometimes you don't realise how big it is, or how big somewhere is. Right, just while we're flying over this flat part, I'm going to go make myself a quick cup of tea, so don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a moment. We are on autopilot and going in a straight line for a fair while, so it won't be a moment. not dead, am I? No. Good. Right. Salton Sea was an ecological mistake that continues to shit itself. All right. Is that the true definition on Wikipedia? The Salton Sea was an ecological mistake that continues to shit itself. Be class if it was. Let's have a look outside then. Naval Air Force Base airport, but it should be there, but I can't see it. Maybe it's somewhere over here. Okay, so now I have a bit of a better idea of where we are by the map. The greatest ecological disaster in California is... Whoa! So it's a bona fide shit show. So we are somewhere, let's have a look, we must be. Past Bakersfield, I don't know that much. So somewhere around here. So I'm guessing, somewhere close to... But anyhow, unfortunately on Google Maps it doesn't really... Ah no, it doesn't actually, it's just because I was zoomed in too much. So let's see. Can we see where the water comes in on that? No, I'll have to zoom out to get it. So... Yeah, I can see where we are on my map, more or less. But what I can't see is exactly... right, so that's very specifically shaped, that lake. There, see it? It says it's a lake. because I need to find that one. Somewhere along here I'm missing. That's definitely not the San Luis Reservoir. Google Maps isn't doing me good, it isn't doing a good job of showing me the links. We've got kind of that one there. Plenty of small ones, so that tells me. Aha! Oh. Aha! Yep, okay. So that's there, so we're not there yet, that's right. So we're somewhere down here. Right. Okay, now I know where I am, I think. We are almost in the Pinnacles National Park. Yeah, right. Heading towards San Jose more or less, but we won't actually. Will we touch San Jose? Yes, we'll fly right over San Jose. So, yes. You don't see it here, but the coastline meets us. The coastline's going on there. It's going to meet us straight over here. So there you go. That was over there, farming fields. So this is just like, I never realised there was this much wilderness just out here. I mean, there's obviously the odd house and stuff. Yeah, well, I know about the snow because they can have snow as late as June sometimes. Like huge buckets of snow just come down over the Sierra Nevada. Which is why I was saying I hope that eventually the simulator does simulate that in some form or another, because to kind of be flying over somewhere like this and it to look deserted here when in reality there's lots of snow on the high peaks, it's a bit crappy. Because the old simulator could do that. It would simulate times of the year and it would add base ice based on the approximate time of year, which I just liked. I felt it was a kind of realistic way of doing it. So yeah, I've not checked how your map looks at the moment, because I haven't had the just gonna try and get that up to the live mark. Okay, so yeah, that satellite map, it does a pretty good job, I think. It simulates plays the game back at pretty high quality. Like I said, I'd love to have a better graphics card, but it's just not happening right now. I normally upgrade once a year, but I don't spend a lot normally for the upgrade. But because of the new graphics card, the whole graphics card thing this year, the graphics card that would normally come down in price don't seem to have come down in price yet, because there's a run on the other graphics cards. So the graphics card market at the moment is a bit crappy, because if you can get a good one, you can afford it, you can get it. Otherwise, yeah, so I did say Pinnacles National Park, didn't I? Yay, look, I was right. Yeah, I mean, if you can get hold of one of them, fantastic. If you can't really get the, you can't get the, what do we call it? Jesus. Yeah, I knew what I meant. Yeah, you can't get the... blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, come on. Right, just let me take a cup of tea. Sip of tea. I'm trying to read 3 things at once. You can't get the cards at a decent price because they haven't quite come down yet. That was the whole point. Hey Astro Gaming, how's it going? Welcome into the stream. You got this. I don't know if I have. But yeah. So normally we'd be expecting to pick the next one up on the cheap and get a little bit of an improvement. We'll see how it goes. So, as we're heading towards the sea now. We'll just look there. You can see the Pacific just off here. Zoom in a little bit. So we're coming up to San Jose, which is somewhere over here. Whoops, somewhere over here. And then we'll be flying along the coast once we get there. So we're following the coast more or less. Shall we inject some real-time weather and actually see what the real-time weather is here? It's probably like this. Let's see what it's like. At 6 AM, but weather's the same. High-level clouds, it says. Oh, got a freeze. Fingers crossed. I wonder what that big lake is up there. I've thought of actually flying the PCT in one stream, the Pacific Crest Trail. And what I'm going to try and do is download the Garmin data for it, put it into little nav map or something, and then just put it in as the route. Should be doable in theory. If not, I can do the day-to-day stops and just do it that way. Okay, so we're 367 nautical miles from the beginning, so we're passing Hollister. So that gives me a good point to check on my map. Hollister, California. Hollister, California. Whoa. Oh, there we go. So we're passing Hollister. Oh yes. So there should be a main highway somewhere. So if Hollister is there, again, look, the city's brown, and this isn't. So I think with the new update, they've grabbed some new data, because I haven't noticed so many of the cities are brown, and that needs fixing because it's a real crappy switch between that and that. If they change the colouring here, it'll just make it that little bit better. So we should see a main highway somewhere, and I can't quite see it. Yeah, it's that thing right below you, Swifty, I'm guessing, but I didn't think that was a highway. And then it goes into like a Y, so that must be there, which means we must be there, right? So why did that Y here? Well, I'm guessing this is San Jose here, right there. It would make sense. Some type of big mine there. Where I am now? No, I'm... Big Lake and Tahoe are much further inland. We are much closer to San Jose here. I thought this might be San Jose, but it's not. I think this is Santa Cruz here. If I look off here, this is Santa Cruz, I do believe. And this apparently is Watsonville. So Watsonville, Santa Cruz, and then that goes around. So this will be the Big Basin Redwood State Park. And so we'll have, yeah, but like San Jose, once we go over here, we'll drop into San Jose, Palo Alto, Redwood City, which is where you kind of got the sea. You've got a bit on one side, a bit on the other, so you'll have Oakland on the other side. Because we haven't got a whole load to go. It's currently, well, I've changed it. It's 20:38 and the landing time is 21:41, so we're talking about an hour's fly left. So yeah, I would suppose somewhere around this, more or less. Can't see the reservoir. I think we passed that before. Is that one? San Luis. Yeah, the San Luis Reservoir would be. It's not that one. It's somewhere back over there, but in the mountains. That one off to my right now would be. Again, I have to find I have to go back to find where I am. That would be... Ah, okay, so this is the Henry W. Coe State Park here, this part. And that lake is called... Coyote Lake. No, it isn't. I'm lying my ass off. It isn't. It is. Yes. 1, 2. Okay. Absolutely, 100%. This is the UVAS reservoir. Where's it gone? That's the UVAS reservoir, and the one right behind it is, because I can see it on this map, I'm guessing it's another reservoir, is the Chesborough reservoir. So we are now currently flying towards the Sierra Azul Preserve. And yes, that would mean that's definitely Santa Cruz, just down there. That's where I do believe Lost Boys was filmed. Santa Cruz. What an amazing place to live with the mountains so close. It's closer to where I live. A lot of cities along this way. And then over here is kind of the coastal area. So I'm guessing a lot of people will kind of live and work around this area and then come here at the weekend. But you can see how all of the cities have this brown ground texture. So this is something to do with the world update. They've imported better data, but it doesn't fit with this. So this lake here would be... This is Los Gatos. I like the name. It means this lake would be the Lexington County Reservoir. Yep. And this is Los Gatos, which is the home of the cats, I guess. And now where I said it splits, the sea actually comes in here, and you have two sides to it. Both very, 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 very busy. So you've got Palo Alto and Redwood on one side. You've got San Jose just before it, and then on the right hand side you've got Fremont, Oakland, Berkeley, and all of that jazz. Los Gatos, you see? I love the name Los Gatos. I want to live there. So that's Los Gatos. Right, now we need to work on the VFR map. How far away we are from our actual destination. Still a bit of a way to go, but not as far as it was. Of course. KSMF, let's have a look. KSMF airports. That would be Sacramento International Airport over there. Okay, so KSTS. TS. And that would be Charles Schultz, Sonoma County. Okay. And what would that be? The thing I'm not understanding is where is so fly out over there, over there, over there. Ah, that might be it. Say S. No, that can't be it. KSFO, okay. That's actually quite close. Got quite a lot of air traffic around us. KSFO, okay. Now I'm gonna be honest and say I've noticed today. I've noticed a little bit that the sky seems to be a bit bleached. It's not as bleached as it has been before. But still pretty darn bleached.
Oakland Center, ineffectual gamer Niner, 710,000 feet.
Ineffectual gamer Niner, 7, you have exceeded your clearance void time.
Alright, okay.
Is cancelled.
That's good, thank you. Cheers, love. So now we can go to the nearest airport list. So if we wanted to land in any of these airports we could, but we're not, so she's just dogged us off. So lots and lots of trees here, but this is northern. See how brown it is again? Down here. Oh, look at that over there. What the heck is that? So you see how brown it is again here? It just, and then it goes, the motorway just goes green. Again, there's obviously some updated map data, but it's a slight conflict. It's not the end of the world. They could have done with fixing it a little bit. So this will be the redwood forest here, I'm supposing. All of this. San Carlos. So we should be able to see the Golden Gate Bridge. You can see another airplane down here. And we can actually see an airport down here. You can see its runway lights. That might actually be San Francisco Airport. Yeah, that's San Francisco Airport there. I'm guessing the Golden Gate Bridge is here. Yeah, that's San Francisco Airport for sure. Should pop up in a second. Got a United Airlines flight there. Yeah, this must be the Golden Gate Bridge here. The only thing is with the Golden Gate Bridge is I don't think we're going to make the big enough turn to have a look at it, unfortunately. get a good look at San Francisco Airport though. No, that's the Golden Gate Bridge. For some reason I always thought the Golden Gate Bridge goes over to Oakland. Obviously not. Oh, that's the Golden Gate Bridge. 100%. And then Alcatraz, no idea. I don't know a lot about San Francisco, unfortunately. Right. So that must be the football stadium. If I can get my eyes on it. Oh no. There. Oh, it could be the baseball stadium. Some boats, some real boats as well, so that's good. So I'm guessing this is Alcatraz Island here. I know it's small enough, but I mean we're so high here, it's not going to render anything incorrectly anyway from this height. Still trying to spot the football stadium. I thought it was that there, but it can't be. But again, if it hasn't modelled in because of the height we're at, then it won't model in. Right. No, they've got their own central park. That might be the baseball stadium down there. I know that the Giants stadium is right on the edge of the water. Well, we do see the Golden Gate Bridge, sorry. Now, again, I was doing a landing, just did a small flight yesterday. I was talking about checking out the weather in my area. Did another landing yesterday. This time I used the approach and it worked really, really well. I used the approach button and it worked fantastically well. Took me down to like 300 meters and then I took over. But as soon as I turned off the autopilot, the plane wants to just shift. And it's starting to really bother me. I've looked, I haven't had a deep look, but I looked on the Microsoft website and it doesn't say anything about it, so I'm hoping it's not my joystick. But when I'm on the ground and I'm doing my general taxiing, it's fine. Absolutely fine. But it seems that as soon as you add any power to the engines, the aircraft wants to veer to normally to the left. The aircraft just wants to go to the left all the time. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with engine speed, it just seems to just want to go to the left all the time. Just looking actually at a message. A lot of planes should veer to the left if you're not using right rudder. To keep them on the runway centerline, the auto rudder box can be checked when not using pedals or twist grip. Okay. Can I do that in my... see if I've got it selected. Oh, I like the idea of auto rudder, but if it helps a little bit. Let's see. It wouldn't be in controls though. It'd be somewhere in assistance. Piloting. Take off auto rudder. Ah, take off auto rudder. Okay. Everything else should be off. Aircraft systems. Blah, blah. No, I don't need that. User experience. No, okay, so that's just for takeoff, I'm guessing. Maybe it is a thing then. Right, so let's, now I don't know, I'm going to check my nav log. No, is it nav log? I think it is. Oh, please all be loaded in and everything, and please don't crash the airplane while I try this. Because I don't actually know what my LFD, flight plan. Right, so we are going to PV or something. Okay, no. Okay. So it's at Jenny that we want to start making our descent. Jenny to Yulin, let's have a quick look. Jenny to Yulin. Sorry, I'm looking at my Jenny to Yulin. Okay. Actually, that's not too bad. Okay, so at Jenny we want to be going to 4,000 feet when we hit Jenny. Right. So we've got a bit of a way to go. Not a whole way to go, but when we hit when we intercept something called Jenny, we will be going down to about 4,000 feet, which will then should line us up on approach for the airport. So. Somebody's talking about AFCAD problems, but it can't be AFCAD problems because I'm can't be an AFCAD problem. Aye. Yeah, I mean, there's a load of questions. Even for FSX, veering to the left on the runway, and it seems to be a common problem even back in the old days. P3D, people saying it with PD3 as well. But I can't imagine that in regular flight, sounds like you're getting propeller torque. No. And it's a single engine prop from the front. Okay, hang on. Single engine prop planes have this issue due to rotational forces acting on the propeller cutting into the air, pushing it down to the left hand side and pulling it up on the right hand side as the air flows over the wings. A propeller is also a wing in this regard as its leading edge. Okay, so yeah, I understand that, but in this game it seems to be a bit too much. I always talk to myself. You go through the thoughts in your head, you process them out, talk to yourself. But on landing, when your torque's very, very low and you're hardly using any speed, you shouldn't get that thing. And when you touch down on the runway, it wants to go off to the left, and you've got zero torque coming out through your engine. So to me, it shouldn't be able to. Look at that! Look at that trim wheel. It's doing its thing. Okay, let's have a look outside again. Ah, so we've got a beautiful view here. No, views are changing again. Don't know where we are here. Ah, okay. Further up than I thought. Oh, that's Bodega Bay. That is from Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. So you can see the actual... Oh, this is amazing. So that's the town centre of Bodega Bay from Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. That would be where the cafe is and everything blew up in the movie. And then the house of Mitch is on the other side, but it's a little bit more... Can't quite get it. I wanted to do a low flyover of that place at some point. Yep, that's Bodega Bay. Right, we're now going to fly up through. Might as well give it the name of it. It's called Little Penny. Mendocino. Well, Mendocino County. We've been passing Fort Bragg, but I don't know if it's the Fort Bragg. Or it's just its name. I don't know. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very likely a big possibility. It's just, it seems to be something that for an airplane on landing, for example, like on landing, you'd want the system to help compensate for it. You wouldn't want the pilot to have to be, you know, really hammering the rudder. On takeoff maybe, but having said that, you know, I haven't got rudder pedals, and I can imagine with rudder pedals it's probably a lot easier than doing it as I do it with a joystick, because like acceleration and braking, you find the you find kind of your sweet spot where you hold it, so I can imagine it's much easier that way. But I won't be getting pedals anytime soon, and I think the stick does an okay job for it. But I remember a couple of flights ago in a live stream, and I was saying I had it twisted all the way to the right, no, all the way to the left, or to the right I think, to compensate for it. I had it so far twisted, and I was trying to keep it in that place that I ended up having like real pain in my hand afterwards from just trying to hold it in that position. And that just doesn't seem normal, because that would mean in reality if you had a crosswind coming from the other direction as well, there'd be no way of compensating for it that I can imagine. Right, so I should keep the thing up. Oh, I have. Okay, so it's Jenny. So we have Amma. See, this is why I can't use the button, because it's going too far and too much. Why it's doing the whole page, I'll never know. Right, so I didn't even press a button there. So we've got a Mac 83 nautical miles and Sivo 28, and then Jenny another 20, so well, a bit of a way to go. But when you talk about trim isn't for the rudder. Well, I'm guessing you get rudder trim, but the trim is for the back aileron, isn't it? Wouldn't it be? For this part here. So it trims it up and down, I think. Ah, okay. Suppose when you turn off the autopilot it resets it, but then I've never seen pilots adjusting trim on the videos when they're coming into land. They just turn the autopilot on and bring it into land, so I don't know. What we could do is, for example, never tried it before, but we know that the landing is at 200 feet. So what we could set is to, when we descend, is to send it to 600. No, 600, no, 2, 3, 4, 500. Let the autopilot take it all the way down to 500, and then, because it'll be lining up for the runway anyway, I would suppose. It'll be lining up for the runway, because we have told it which runway to land on, I think. Just having a look at the airport now on my map. I'm sure we've told it which runway to land on. Anyway, we'll see when we get closer. It doesn't actually show on my map, unfortunately. So we are 2109 and we'll be landing at 2141, it says here. might get in a bit sooner than that. I think we might get in a bit sooner than that. And I don't know if I mentioned in the last stream, there is a business thing coming for it, an extra app which will allow you to like run businesses in the game, but they're asking for €40, and I just think €40 for an add-on is a little bit ridiculous. But I don't know. Maybe it's not. Sorry, I did a really big stretch here. So yeah, we'll do it like that, and then we'll see how it is. If I do it that way, normally I try and get the glide slope and stuff, and what I'm trying to do at the moment is actually follow the place where you're supposed to start your descent and stuff like that. I don't always do that because I do it through the air traffic control, and I just have a feeling that the air traffic control is always a little bit late. Just always seems to be that tad too late in everything you do, and it generally brings you in like a little bit too high. Yesterday I was capturing the glide slope, and the glide slope was dropping down here, like the little diamond was down here, but I was perfectly on the glide slope, and I had a good landing, apart from it veering a little bit in the last second. And I think I came in slightly too fast, slightly. Because I wasn't in the exactly in the boxes, but so we're just going to fly kind of out here. That would have been a good airport to land in. We are going to fly just a little bit out over the sea here, then we're going to make a slight right turn. So I don't know how far, probably somewhere over here, and then we'll make a right turn. After the right turn, we'll be coming kind of back in. No, we'll skirt the coastline, and then when we arrive, just check. When we arrive here. When we arrive here, we'll be coming back in land boat. We're kind of going to turn and skim this towards there. And so at Jenny is where we're starting to make our descent. When I keep saying those names, you'll see them popping up in here. Jenny will appear on the next one. When we make the change, this one will move here, and then we'll have something like, I can't see if it's Seavor or something will pop in. It should happen any time now, actually. Seavor or something will pop in, and then okay, Seavor's popped in now, so Amcar's there, Seavor, and then when Seavor pops over to Jenny, then we'll make our descent. Now, I've never tried to preset this because I'm never sure if the plane will take over, but I don't think it will. So I think we want to be down at 4,000. Well, let's say 4,000. We're going to preset our altitude here. Well, it always does that. So we're going to preset our altitude here to 4,000, but it's not going to do anything yet. 4,000, okay. It's not going to do anything until I click on the vertical speed changer and then start bringing it down. Then it'll start to. to make the change. So now I can't remember if we make the change at Jenny. Oh yes, we make the change at Jenny, so not at Seavor, at Jenny. So we need to see Jenny. It'll go Seavor into here, and Jenny will pop into here, and then we need to see Jenny from here pop into here, and that's when we'd press the vertical speed button, which is here, and then we'd set it to go down by about 1,700 feet a minute. I think that's generally pretty fast. That'll get us down there pretty fast. Now I normally don't preset stuff unless it's before takeoff, but it kind of seems like that's the way you would do it. So we're 546 nautical miles from where we started. We're actually a little bit further over because I think it was about 2 nautical miles to the first checkpoint, or to the first point. So we've done a little bit of a run today. And we've done it all at 10,000 feet, of course. We haven't gone up to a high cruising altitude, sorry. No, I'm only pushing the buttons when I should be pushing the buttons. That's not nothing bad at the moment. Now what we also have is we have this option of flight level change button here, this flight level change button, but I think you have to make an adjustment to your engines and stuff before it kicks in, or it takes some time to kick in, and I'm not a huge fan of that. It should be the standard button that you use, but I don't think it functions well. But it could be the way I'm using it. It might be a case of going flight level change and then decreasing the engines or something, I don't know. We could give it a practice, I suppose. I think we've got plenty of space between Jenny and Fott, which I think Fott's our final one. We've got like 20 nautical miles or something, which is it's nearly the same as this Amcar to Seavor, so it's a long time to lose essentially 6,000 feet. It's not a lot of space, not a lot of time to cover that 6,000 feet, so I'm not gonna crash it. Yesterday I bounced the nose slightly, but I didn't crash it. But again, that was something to do. I came in slightly too high, and then making the decision of where to cross the threshold. It's like, but that was all to do with the approach thing. I caught the diamond directly here, pushed the approach button, and then it seemed to just drop and drop and drop, which I don't understand why. But it should follow it once you've done that, and it was making adjustments. It was doing everything it should do on an approach, but I'm supposing it's because I have to. Maybe I have to press the heading button as well, or I don't know what the back course button does actually. I've not looked into what the actual back course button does, so Right, let's see where we are. Okay, so we're just about to pass Seavor. So just so you see here... Oh, it's already done it. So Seavor's come in. And Jenny's over here already. I didn't actually realise it had happened already. So when Jenny switches over to here, that's when we're going to start our descent. So, like I said, we might do it with a flight level change. I'll give it a practice, because I've not done it fully with a flight level change. And we'll be going down to 4,000 feet. I think you're supposed to be under 225 when you're doing that, he says. But I think it is 225. KACV, so let me just check out what the airport is. KACV. KACV. And that is California Redwood Coast Humboldt County Airport. I shouldn't have forgotten the name. In McKinley, or McKinleyville, California. So if I do this right, this should work quite easily. Just touch that button, pull back on the stick a little bit, and it'll start making its adjustments. He says. I think you have to put the push first and then do the engine, otherwise it won't calculate it. But we'll do a little test. Okay, so let's have a look when we should be going into Jenny. GPS tracking. Okay, so a little bit further. Somewhere around. The ground is somewhere around here, I think. Still high clouds. Let's see what our changes now. UTC 2204. UTC 2204. Oh craps. I've messed it up by the landing thing. Never mind. Don't care. Ah, we should be able to see a flight just off to our... somewhere along the coastline there. This is a high level. Can't for the life of me see it. There he is. So it was higher than we were, I just didn't notice. Okay, so we should be coming right up to that Jenny switch now. We can actually see it on the map here. If you see there. So the next 5 nautical miles. So we should see it switch over on here at any point, and then we'll give it a go, see if it works properly. I don't know whether to do the FLC and then the thing, or the thing and then the FLC. I think we'll do FLC then. Okay, so there's the switch, so I've just pulled back slightly, and we're going to see if it starts descending. Nothing yet. Still nothing, so I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it back on again. Yeah, I don't see it. So we're going to go down 1,700 feet. That's how it should react, like literally, but a little bit softer. That's what the flight level change button's for, to make your kind of decline a bit, your descent, sorry, a bit softer. So we need to come down to 225. as I said, we've got a lot of time to make this, so in actuality I could have probably made the change to 1,000 feet per minute or something like that, because I think we'll get down to 400 like super quickly, way before we get to the next waypoint. The next waypoint, I do believe, is, I thought it was Tot or something, but it's Ulnin. I can't see it on my... Ah yes, I can, it's next to Fort, okay. And then we'll kind of be lining up for the landing, so... Wait. Oh well, I'm not using that anyway, so that's alright. Okay, they see it's 22:26. Expected land time, we're at 22:08, so it's not too far off now. So we're already down to 7,000 feet, and I would say we are 1/8. So maybe we have to think about something here. Hmm. Yeah. Turn that off for the time being. I'm watching this because we need to be a little bit careful here, and I'm going to show you why. I didn't realize, but we're coming in over mountains here, and we do not want to be crashing into these mountains. Now, I don't think we will, but if we come down to 4,000 feet, we might be in a sticky situation. So I'm going to suppose we can come down a little bit more. Say 5,000. Okay, so we're going to try and hold at 5,100 feet, and that seems like a pretty bingo mark. I don't want to buzz these mountains too close, just because we're coming into land. So the next one we're going to set the altitude for will be, was it 500 feet I said? Minus 300. Did I say 5 or 600 feet? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 500 feet. Okay. And we can speed up a little bit here, because we can do to like 225 until this final approach. We don't need to be slowing ourselves down too much. Over talked it slightly there. Just pull that back slightly. So picking up a bit of speed again. Now we need to clear this mountain ridge here. There's actually 2, I think, we have to clear before we're coming into land, so... Let's start, see if we can get them on. That's our airport. Don't even remember what runway we're on. Cripes. Let's see if it says. Let's see if it says inside the... Whoa, we're getting a bit of turbulence from these mountains here. Isn't totally unexpected. Let's see what we've got on here. Doesn't say. Flight plan, destination. Okay, KV. How do we close that thing off? Flight plan. It just keeps popping out now. I don't want it to pop out. California. Doesn't say. Crap. Right, it doesn't say which runway I'm stacked up for, unfortunately, and I don't know. So for me, I'm going to try and do this ATC-less for today. Because I don't want to choose the wrong runway and be flying around not knowing what I'm doing, he says. So I'm not going to do that. I'll just go in without the ATC and then so, yeah, so we've got like 20 odd kilometers to this one, and then the last step is, oh, that keeps popping out. That's going to be real. See, that's the only part that annoys me about this, because you can't close it off. There's no way of just taking that out. Unless maybe if you just press MFD. No. No. And it's really annoying. It shouldn't just sit in there like that, because there's probably information under here that you need to see, and I don't know why it does that, but it does it. I'm sure it's a bug. Sure, it's a bug, but it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. Okay, so as we skim these final mountain tops, and I'm guessing we can now actually finish our descent to 4,000 if I can actually get the vertical speed button to activate. Planes bouncing around. We can turn off the wing leveler, and we can go to that. And then we'll have to reset it to go down. We'll do it like 1,000 feet per minute. I don't think we need to really go much faster, as we're only trying to lose 1,000. Says there 4,450, but for me, give or take a half 1,000 feet, it's not the end of the world. We should be able to see some traffic just off to our left, but we can't see it through there. Can't quite see it, but never mind. We need to pull back on our stick a little bit. We don't want to be hammering this part. Need to click my nav button because we're slightly off course because I had the leveler turned on. Oh, we did not want to go to 5,000 feet. To go to 4,000. I've come down too far. Not ridiculously. Oh, not ridiculously too far, but a little bit. So let's get it back up. Right, okay. Get it back up to the right level. So just make sure I compensate for that on the throttle. Didn't realise I'd set it to 500 or something by accident. I don't know how I'd managed that, but I had. Oh yeah, because I was trying to preset it, wasn't I? Okay, now we're more or less where we want to be. Oh, in actuality, I might be able to, rather than do the ATC part myself, I can set it to my guy to manage the radio comms. If he's going to catch up. We'll see if he catches up with it. If not, it's no big problem. Again, we're looking Ulnin to swap in. At which point we will change the altitude to 600. I hate it when it does that. Jumps too much. There we go, 600. So it should swap at some point very soon. As we're less than 4 nautical miles away. Sure, nav set, everything's set, FMS is set, okay. Everything's good for the approach part. Slightly slow here. Could do have been a couple of knots faster, but it isn't the end of the world. Can't see our airport yet. Somewhere over here. There it is. It's marked it there. So now we can start our descent. And we'll go down at, let's say, 1,000 feet a minute. I'll just pull back a little bit on there. And we're going to kind of follow this sandbank almost all the way in. Now whether our autopilot does the ATC, I don't know whether he's going to do it. Nice if he did. But KACV is our landing airport, so fair way out. But we're going to start the procedures. So I'm just going to drag pull off a bit of the speed. Can't remember what half the speeds are. Let's have a look. Other one. Flaps, landing configuration. I think we just need to bleed this off automatically at first. Oh, the music stopped early. I never even realised the music had stopped. Oh well. So we're going to come in over this big pond here. Still a long, long way out. Just trying to keep the airspeed up a little bit just so we're not meandering for too long. I think if I remember right, everything is like set between 7 and 4 nautical miles. I really don't know which runway we're landing on either, which is a shame. If I knew the website address I'd have a quick look up, but like I said, we'll just do it ATC-less. I thought maybe my guy would have contacted the tower and stuff by now, but he's not interested, and I'm guessing that's because the flight plan was cancelled. So we'll just do it as it is. I don't see a big problem. So it's 178 for landing gear extended once. Yeah, 178. Okay. So we're just going to slightly bleed off a bit of speed here, just so we can get these landing. Select the landing gear. Now you can see we're pretty low now. Pretty low. Pretty low. And the flaps, did it say 122 or something? Yeah, but that's for the full landing configuration, so I'm guessing we can go flat 1 somewhere before that. Well, this will be the first time I haven't done it with a cone as well, because of course I haven't got the cone. Okay, we're going to put the second flaps in now, because I've got a really good view of it, and I think we're kind of coming in at a bit of an angle, so I'm going to need to do a little bit of a turn for this one, but I don't mind. Again, it's the first time I'm going to have done this. I'm just keeping an eye on the approach speed so that I don't drop out of the sky. Nice bit of kick-ass turbulence just coming in there. It's just to help me out. Oh, Jesus. This game really doesn't like me, does it? Can't see what the... Oof. 5 knot wind. So I've just turned off the autopilot now, because I feel that it was aiming to the far end of the runway, which is not where we want to be. Oh. Oof. Try to correct it. I'm a bit high here, so I'm gonna try and correct it a little bit. Oof. Okay. I'm gonna come over way over the markers here. Oh shit, there's a bloody Right, that's good enough for me. It's not the best touchdown I've ever had in the history of my gaming, but that'll do. And now I've got a taxiing got a taxiing plane off to my right. Well, I tell you what, didn't bounce it, didn't do anything, just came in really, really late over the markers. But I kind of felt that before. I kind of felt that before when I was just about to make the turn. I thought, oh, I'm just a little bit too high here. But again, that's because I haven't put anything. I don't know how to VFR this plane, and I also didn't have the IFR active for whatever reason. But there you go. Yeah, there's somebody else waiting to taxi there. Or waiting to. I don't know what the thing would be there if I'd have actually overshot the landing point. I don't know exactly what it would be. Oh, he's disappearing. But we got down. We got down, and we're fine. Now what I could have done there, didn't think about it.
Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor traffic, generic November 9er 12 Mike Foxtrot, taking off runway 19er north departure.
This could have got a diagram of the airport. There's loads of them on the internet. What I could have done is got a diagram of the airport and worked out which way I was coming in, because then I would have known I was coming on runway 21.
Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor traffic ineffectual gamer 907 is clear of the runway.
I was right of centre there, Elsgar, just so you know. Now this is supposed to be quite a big airport, but I'm not seeing... Ah, there's the terminal, okay. Okay, so I didn't come in on 21 at all. I came in on... Oh, I can't even read what that one is. I must have come in on 22. Must have come in on 22. Well, which probably isn't the active runway, although we did see one taking off from it, so I suppose it was. But you're supposed to be landing the same way that they're taking off. That definitely didn't happen, so we'll see. Bit of a roller coaster to the parking here. Look at this. Could go skateboarding down here. Well, this is what happens in some of these airports. These are these are probably not manually edited. It's just automatically generated. What I would also like to see for this one sometime is in the old one. I can't remember how you did it, but in the old Flight Simulator, you used to be able to choose any aircraft in the world and fly along with it. Not in your aircraft. You just kind of fly alongside it. So to say the tarmac's a bit bumpy here is an understatement. Even the cars don't seem to know where they're going. Just ghosting in and out. So let's try and find ourselves a parking somewhere. That guy's suddenly just coming out of nowhere, so I'm not sure if he's expecting me to park somewhere around here, but I'm sure there's plenty of parking. Can't see any markings for it though. But again, it's one of those regional airports. It's not got a like a local airport, and it's not got any specific markings. The only thing you can do is look at all of the other planes and say, well, hang on a minute, if they're parked there, then surely, for example here, surely there's a space for parking here next to this TBM. Oh, and that other thing just popped in, so yeah, there was a parking there. So we'll park it up. We'll put on the old... Wait, that's the airflow, you idiot. Put the parking brake on.
Oral warning, okay.
Oh, take them off. That one. Take that one off. Got no way to take off the how we turn off the engines on this. I always forget the landing lights. The one thing I always seem to forget, and I don't know why. I remember how we... Yeah, it's stopping now, isn't it? Sounds like it's stopping. Yeah. I don't know if that's the only way to do it or not. I don't know. No, ignition should be off. Off. Not on. Oh well, whatever. That stopped the engine anyway, so and everything's gone dark, so whoops. So that means I've done it partly correct. Okay, so let's just have a quick look outside. Alright, we're tip to tip, but that's alright. Tip to tip, that's alright. I don't care. They can all die for all I care. They don't even park correctly, so there's an ambulance there or whatever. Don't know if it's an ambulance, but well, wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. And there you go. So let me just go to main menu. Right. I'm just going to see where that actual flight ended and which was the intended runway. Desktop. Wait, right, so it was San Andreas fault plan. And the intended runway for landing was... Yeah, the intended runway was runway 19. We saw that guy taxiing in, so actually it didn't even have an approach. And I would have had to make that approach myself, but I could have if it had shown that the approach entrance would have been probably somewhere here, and then I'd have entered and gone around. The problem when some people set these things is if you change like the RNAV here to what was the runway. This is my big problem for this, because if you change, so why is there no ILS or anything for runway 19? Runway, let's say 32. That should have been the approach in, but if you look at what it does to your flight plan, it completely changes the flight plan, and I don't know why it does this, because you're just changing the last approach. Everything else shouldn't be an issue. So I'm a bit disappointed that it does that, because the only part it should change is maybe from I've forgotten its name now, Jenny, which was here. It should then reroute it to the approach RNAV here. It shouldn't destroy your whole thing. So oh no, that's a bit of a pain in the backside, that. So here, just a quick thing to show you can see all of these like kind of little markers now, and they've all got these things because they're new. So I might be doing this in the next stream, North Dakota or South Dakota. Here in very close succession you have Devil's Tower. I'm not sure it's going to be any better than the mod. I think the mod I got was absolutely brilliant. Got Crazy Horse Memorial and Mount Rushmore. They're all pretty much very close to each other. You got Chimney Rock here. We could go down as far as Chimney Rock. It's not that far south. There's quite a lot of extra bits added into it now, which is cool. So you can see them dotted across the USA. Fort Jefferson, which I don't know what Fort Jefferson is, but it's somewhere in the middle of bloody nowhere. I'm guessing on an island for people to fly out to and stuff, but could have done that one day from Key West, because I flew down to Key West. So don't know, lots and lots of things to do and see in the US. Now it's getting much better, so, or it is much better. Some extra airports, a couple in Alaska, which is good. So yeah. So yeah, they've done a good deal on the US, I think. It's a good upgrade. I'm happy with it. Right, children, I'm going to call it a day for today. Thanks for joining into the stream. It was good fun. I never seem to get that many people on a Sunday, and I should try and stream on a Saturday when I say I'm going to stream. Friday night seems to be the usual. You know, I'll try and stream every Friday night. There's never a Friday night. I don't think that I can't. And it's the minimum day that I definitely want to do, and then maybe one at the weekend and one during the week. But Friday night's gonna have to stop drinking because I'm too tired come the end of Friday, and I don't know. By the time I've had a couple of drinks in me, I'm ready for bed. Okay, so I'll say 9-7 people. Thanks for joining the stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Next Friday.